Welcome into another Harmonious at Lunch. I am so pumped up for today's conversation. We're talking about a topic that I personally love talking about, and that is 3 steps to fuel your body to propel your business. Now, at Whadif, we talk about the harmonious business architecture. That is the context for how to see and filter information and run your business, but that's one leg of the stool. The other 2 legs are body and mind. So we're going to dive into the inspire spoke of our architecture. That is the leadership. You as a business owner, you need to fuel your body and your mind the right way. And we're going to dive in. So before we get there and before we get to our amazing guests, just a recap of what we have going on at Whadif and a reminder, if you want to set yourself up for business success in 2024 and beyond, I want you to go to this website right on the screen, whadif.com/navigate. We are hosting a 5-day boot camp coming up, immersive, live, on screen, 1 hour a day, where we're going to build the foundation of your business so it is rock solid and you can build and scale effectively without pulling your hair out as an entrepreneur. Wouldn't we all love that? Now, enough about me, enough about us. Let's get to our amazing guest here. I would like to welcome Dara to the show. Dara, so excited to have you here. Welcome.
Thanks so much, Brandon, for inviting me on your podcast. I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you. This is so cool. So tell me, before we dive in, where do you want to start? How did you get into this side of business?
So I have a lifetime career as a teacher and a school principal. And throughout my entire career in education, I've always had little side gigs. I've always enjoyed health and wellness. I've studied nutrition and wellness, all these years. And I retired about a year ago, and I knew I wanted to continue to be of service to others. And this just kind of morphed into, helping entrepreneurs really understand another, like you said, another tool in their toolbox that they can use to really propel themselves.
That's amazing. So you're in a totally unrelated field for your entire career. You stumble on this. What have you sort of learned over the past year or so about how this can apply to business and entrepreneurship?
So it really, I always, for years, wanted to eat clean, eat healthy. And I knew that as an entrepreneur, we're juggling all kinds of activities. Many entrepreneurs are doing it as a part-time thing. So we have a full-time job, we have families, we have kids, we have households, all of that. And how do you actually manage juggling all of those? Well, it really starts with fueling your body with the right kind of food. That's where you get the energy. And I'm all about helping people really understand what clean eating is, Brandon. It's really pretty simple. It's just eating foods that come naturally from nature, fruits, vegetables, lean meats, grains, legumes. If the food you're eating comes in a box or a bag, you better read the label and see if there's a lot of words in there that you can't read, that you just don't know what they are. You probably want to reconsider and, really think about what you're putting in your body. Think about this. Would you take little bottles of chemicals and sprinkle them on your food before you sit down to eat?
We
No.
do.
We do it every single day. There's so much in our food sources today that, and we're not really aware. So I really like to bring this awareness to people, especially to entrepreneurs, because we are hard on our bodies. We push ourselves to the max, and we need to fuel ourselves effectively to do that.
Yeah, I completely agree. And that's why Whadif we always say it's the 3-legged stool, mind, body, business. You can't have an optimized business if your body and mind are lacking or pushed to the side. So I'm curious, this is kind of unrelated, but have you seen on social media the challenge going around? I think it's called like the 50 ingredient challenge, where you can only have a maximum of 50 different ingredients for the day. And
Oh, wow.
the back of these food labels, there's some that you exceed the 50 in one food.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. All right, so then let's dive in. So let's start at the beginning of kind of your client journey, I guess. When people come to you, what are they seeking when they come to you in particular?
Right. Typically, they're trying to understand why they feel so sluggish, why, things maybe aren't digesting well, or a lot of people come to me because they're struggling with their weight, and that's another piece of it. But a lot of times it is just the energy. I turned 65 yesterday. I have
Happy
more
birthday.
energy. Yeah, thank you. I have more energy than a lot of people that are 10, 20 years younger than me, and it really it stems from the way I feed myself and the way I move myself, and mindset's important too.
Absolutely. So, okay. So then, well, speaking of how people come and find you and want to work with you, I want to put your a link to work with you on the screen. So if any of this resonates with you, if you're tired, sluggish, overweight, and you need more energy, I want you to book a call at ditchsession.com. You can figure out how maybe you could work with Dara too and get some more energy in your life. So, all right, they've found you. They have identified this problem in their life. Before we get into the 3 steps a little bit, what do you need to do to work with someone to maybe shift that mindset and say, okay, what I'm doing is wrong, or maybe that just realize that there's a better way out there to fuel their bodies?
Yeah, so I really like to sit down with people, figure out what is it that they are eating. Let's get a general idea of what their food looks like, and that's where we start. And if people are struggling with, because a lot of people don't know how to cook, and I help with that too. I help make it super simple. I'm not about making complex meals at all. I'm all about keeping it as simple as possible because, again, as entrepreneurs, we don't have a lot of time. I throw meals together in 20 minutes or less, and I show people how to do that as well. And all clean food, nothing, yeah, eh, just clean food,
Mhm.
and making it taste good, and making it, full of nutrients so that you have, like I said, the energy to do what you need to do.
Yeah, I think that's key too, because we always see like the easy foods, right? Whether it's eating fast food or if something comes in a box and you just have to add water, and
Hmm.
that's the 20-minute meal. So can you give me like an idea of what a 20-minute meal could even look like that's healthy?
Sure. A stir fry is super simple.
Mm.
You chop up a bunch of vegetables, a little bit of meat. You stir fry that literally. You can stir fry that literally in 20 minutes. Including the chopping time, because you cut the meat up small, you cut the veggies up small, and you throw some good sauce on there, a little soy sauce, some ginger, some garlic, and you've got a great meal. And I like to teach people how to batch cook. Like rice is something that I cook in my slow cooker, but I cook enough for a couple of meals. So I don't have to cook it every day. And rice keeps fine for a week in the refrigerator. So you don't have to eat it all at once. So I have a bunch of hacks like that I love to just share with people.
That's awesome. Well, if you're into hacks around your cooking, book a session, see how you can leverage this in your life to eat clean. So then, all right, let's transition. Let's dive in if we can. What are the 3 steps you have for us to optimize our body?
So the 3 steps really, first is eat clean, like I talked about, right? The second one is to move your body. Again, as entrepreneurs, we're often sitting in front of our computers way too long, and we need to just
Guilty.
we need to really get up like every hour, just move a little bit, get out of your office and just, take a quick 5-minute walk just to get something going. And I highly recommend, 30 minutes a day to do some kind of purposeful movement, whether it's walking, whether it's dancing, whether it's yoga. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's just our bodies are meant to move. And it's critically important, especially as we age, to keep our bodies moving. Because if we don't, we're going to get muscle atrophy and stuff like that. We just need to get up, stretch a little bit, even if you just do a couple of jumping jacks, just get yourself moving at least every hour. I have a nice watch. It reminds me every hour, stand up. It's really helpful. And the third thing is mindset, which is so important. As entrepreneurs, we're always studying, mindset, but around eating healthy. Like we are bombarded, Brandon, with, advertisements for fast food, like you said, and ooey gooey desserts and all that kind of stuff. And so include in your mindset a little work on, reminding yourself that you want to fuel yourself with good, healthy, nutritious foods. It's one of my affirmations that I read, every day, because, we often have affirmations that, I'm working to make $100,000 a year or whatever it is we're doing in our business, but throw a healthy, healthy body, healthy food, move my body kind of affirmation in there as well.
Yeah, let's harp on that because it is impossible to grow a business if your body and your mind are not in top shape. And that's something interesting too that I think we forget as small business owners, as entrepreneurs. If you look at the Fortune 100 CEOs, COOs, the C-suite, it would probably be very hard to find people who are not in shape. And
Absolutely.
if we just read between the lines there a little bit, they're probably making a lot more than most of us. There might be some truth to what you're saying here, I think. So all right, let's put that aside because we know it's true. Let's dive in. How quickly can someone start seeing results in their energy when they start to do all these things? They start to eat clean, they start to move and really work on their mindset. What's the outcome and the outlook of working with you?
Honestly, if you eat clean in a few days a week, you are going to be amazed at the amount of energy you have. If you can completely eliminate or significantly reduce the amount of highly processed foods that you eat, you will see a difference right away. It's pretty remarkable.
Hmm. That's really interesting to hear because I think a lot of the times when we get held back, it's because we think it's too hard or that future goal is too far away to, why bother starting? So the fact that you can actually see results quickly, that should be encouraging to a lot of people. What does hold people back from switching to a lifestyle like this?
A lot of people feel that it's too hard. It's too hard to prepare meals like this. Also, we think that healthy foods aren't going to taste good. I mean, are there advertisements out there advertising how tasty a fresh apple tastes, or juicy orange or anything like that? Right? Do you eat mangoes? Mangoes are absolutely amazing, full of sweetness, full of goodness. But that kind of advertising's not out there, Brandon. What's being advertised is the um, the fast food industry is being advertised in the meals that, like you said, you can pop it in the microwave and you know a minute later you've got a hot meal. But oh my gosh, talk about ingredients. There's a ton of ingredients that you don't really want in there.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I personally stay away from that stuff, but I do occasionally just flip the box over for
Yep,
fun. A little scary to look at.
it is a
Um,
little scary.
so, all right. Well, this is exciting because I think that's what holds a lot of people back. Like I said, is the fear of what does it look like? What does it take? So then if you could walk me through a perfect week, what would it really take to, tighten the screws on this and get moving? What does it look like from meal prep to, day of meal prep and all that? What's really involved with eating clean and doing this sort of lifestyle?
Right. It really starts with, looking in your cabinets and get rid of all of those foods that are, the highly processed foods, and doing a little planning. I like to do a little planning on the weekends. I teach people how to, kind of plan out your week. So you have a general idea. Some people are very specific and they want, to know exactly what they're going to eat every day. Other people, I'm a little more free. Like I have an idea of the foods I'm going to eat, and then make sure you're shopping. Make yourself a grocery list. That's important. And it sounds like, oh my gosh, this is going to take too much time, but in reality, over the course of the week, you're going to save time. If on Sunday, you take a little time, plan out your recipes, plan out your shopping, go shopping. It might take a couple hours, but then during the week, you don't have to stop and wonder, oh my gosh, what am I going to make for dinner tonight? What am I going to, make tomorrow night? Whatever. Or I'll just pull in and, order a pizza, which on occasion is fine. On occasion, if we want to have something like that, I still love pizza, and once in a while I will, but I would say 95% of the time I cook at home, I eat at home, I feed my family, from home. And once it does, I'll be honest, it's going to take a little bit to get into the routine of that. Especially if you're not someone who's accustomed to cooking, but it's not that difficult. And it's really for people who go to work, who go to a job. If you bring some of your leftover dinner, and have that as your lunch, It's just as easy to make a large dinner as it is to make a small dinner. So make it a little bigger, and then you have leftovers for the next day. You take that for your lunch rather than ordering out or running, through the drive-throughs or getting even the deli sandwiches. My gosh, those sandwiches are like huge, right? And full of again, highly processed meats, and even like the rolls, even those wraps. If you look at them, sometimes we think wraps are so nutritious and healthy, but yeah, there's a lot of extra stuff in there we don't necessarily need as well.
Yeah, we could, I've been living this way for a couple of years now. We could really go down the rabbit hole about what's in your food. I don't want to scare anybody on this episode, so we won't do that. But read some labels. That's the
Yeah.
moral of the story. So, all right, you hit on something that was super important to entrepreneurs, saving time. We love that. We love being more efficient with our time. The other side of that is saving money. I went to the grocery store this morning. I had to go to the bank first to take out a third mortgage because groceries are so expensive. Is eating clean and living this lifestyle more or less expensive than the way we traditionally eat?
It's actually less expensive, and you
Love
may
that.
not think so, but you know what? If you think about a bag of chips, okay, they're like $4 or $5 now, right? For a bag of chips, there's zero nutritional value in there. If you think about it, there really isn't anything. And you just threw $5 away. You could buy a whole bag of potatoes, for $5 or $6, and you can cook up potatoes if you want. There's a way you can actually make chips in the microwave. You can make yourself some crispy chips, or even if you made some chips at home or whatever. But a lot of that kind of fast food, you think that it's saving you money, but in the long run, I eat a lot of beans as well because I don't always eat meat. And those are really inexpensive. Whole grains are very inexpensive when it comes to foods. And even frozen vegetables are fine. Fresh vegetables, especially when they're in season, they're really not. I mean, you look at, even if it's $1, $2 a pound, your meats are 8 and 10 and $12 a pound. So eat a little less meat and a few more vegetables, you're going to, again, feel more energized. Everything's going to move a little better without getting too descriptive, but it's going to keep all of your systems working that much better.
Yeah, this is amazing, and it's a topic I think more entrepreneurs need to hear about because it is so important. And I'll tell you this. Here's what I'll say about the topic. If you think this is an act and that I'm just have this energy on camera, go watch some other episodes. Go come hang out with me. I've been eating clean for years, like I said, and I can't even tell you the amount of energy that you have because of it. And Dara said she likes to eat pizza every now and then. When I eat bad food, now I feel it 10
Yeah.
times worse.
Yeah.
So you'll start to see the cumulative effect of this, and you'll start to think twice about what you eat. So jump on board, book a session down here, see how this can change your life. So I want to get to where people can reach you in a second outside of this. I know you have some other things going on, but I want to tie this to the harmonious architecture real quick. So I did say in the beginning, it's mind, body, business. We're spending a lot of time on mind and body here, but let's point out the obvious. And I mentioned this in the beginning. We're talking about inspire. We're talking about leadership. If you don't have the capability to lead yourself, to eat clean, perform at a high level, how is a team ever going to follow you? If I see this so many times, if the leader of the organization is overweight, lazy, that transpires through the organization, and people see that you're living a double life. If you're trying to lead a team and you can't lead yourself, you lead neither. So please consider this if you think it's at all going to help you in your life, because I promise you it will. And also in home, humans optimize in a meaningful environment. Leadership, obviously you're leading people. Your team will start to pick up on this. You can change their lives too. If you want to bring your whole company with you on this energy boost lifestyle, as you start to do this, your team's going to want to come on board and be like, what is that guy smoking at lunch? Because he is just killing it in the afternoon. No more mid-afternoon crashes and coffee cups. We got energy for days. So Dara, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for coming. You can book a session down here to find out more. But where else can people find you? Can we follow you on social media or anything? See what you're doing?
Yes, absolutely. Dara Lee Simmons. I'm, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's all Dara Lee Simmons, and you can find me there.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you again for coming on. And just as one last reminder, if you want to sign up for our 5-day boot camp we got coming up, it's absolutely free. Whadif.com/navigate. We're going to get you the rock solid foundation so you can skyrocket your business in 2024 and beyond. I would love to see you there. This has been a fantastic episode, and we will see you on the next one of Harmonious at Lunch. See you then.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.